must make a finding as to each count of the information. Each count charges a separate crime, and you must consider each one separately. Your verdict for the crime charged in one count must not affect your verdict on any other count. This is a criminal, not a civil case. Therefore, before the jury may return a verdict which may legally be received, the verdict must be reached unanimously. In a criminal case, all 12 jurors must agree in order to arrive at a verdict. When you retire to the jury room, select one of your members to preside over your deliberations. The presiding juror's vote is entitled to no greater weight than the vote of any other juror. If you need to communicate with the court while you are deliberating, send a note through the bailiff signed by the presiding juror. To have a complete record of this trial, it is important that you communicate with the court only by a written note. If you have questions, the court will talk with the parties before answering, so it may take some time. You should continue your deliberations while you wait for an answer. The court will answer any questions in writing or orally here in open court. When you have agreed upon your verdict, have it signed and dated by the person you have selected to preside. After you have reached a verdict, the presiding juror will notify the bailiff that a verdict has been reached. Everyone will return to the courtroom. The verdicts will be read into the record in open court. The court may ask each of you if you agree with the verdicts. Before I swear the officers, we will determine the alternates, and then I will have all of the civilian bailiffs and deputy bailiffs that will be in charge of the jury during their deliberations and sequestration. I have a lot of stuff up here. There we go. I counted and recounted 15. So we have placed each one of your numbers in the tumbler. I'm going to draw 3 numbers. Those numbers will be the alternates, who will nonetheless be sequestered in the event we would need to call upon one of you to replace another juror. The first number that I am pulling out is 10. The second number I am pulling out is 30. And the third number I am pulling out is 1. I want to confirm that I still have 12. I know Madam Clerk did it, but I will also do that to be sure. And I just confirmed that the other 12 numbers were in there. I'll put those back in and then we'll make a record of that. All right, then I will need all of the deputies and civilian bailiffs to come up and be sworn on the record. for the sequestration, and I'll go ahead and do it. Clerk of Court Paz, why don't you join them just in case you're needed? All right, would you all please raise your right hand? Do you swear that you will keep all jurors on this trial together in some private and convenient place, and that you will not allow any person to speak to them or you speak to them yourself, except to ask whether they have agreed on their verdict, and that you will not, before they render their verdict, communicate to any person the state of their deliberations or the verdict they have agreed upon, so help you God?
I do.
All right, and then Madam Clerk will just make a record of who you all are. It will take us a moment just to have all the finalized paperwork to go back with the jury. I do have all of the verdict forms, if I want to give that to Jen.
That should have all the new ones in them. It does.
All right, and here are the jury instructions as well. For the record, it's 6:24. All rise for the jury as they're excused to begin their deliberations. We'll make a record of do what she did previously. But
Yeah, I'm gonna need all of them, and then I'll
Yeah,
take
no, I
them
know.
down and all
But
that
those are
stuff.
the-
Yeah.
Is that closed?
No.
All right, thank you. You may be seated. Just so the record is clear, the alternates, of course, will not be participating in the deliberations. They will be in a separate jury deliberation room and will only be called upon if needed, of course, after consultation with the parties. As far as how late I will let them deliberate tonight, we have ordered dinner for them. I believe it will be here shortly. And I really will leave it up to them as to how late they want to deliberate before they would want a break and then to retire for the evening.